And we're back tonight with more local news. Inactive bank accounts will no longer be charged bank fees in future. A number of banks, including HSBC, Hang Seng Bank, Bank of China Hong Kong, Standard Chartered Bank and the Bank of East Asia, signed a fair customer services agreement today. They will drop the charges between today and November 1st. The Association of Banks has issued a notice to urge banks to consider their social responsibilities and waive the fees for welfare recipients, the elderly and the disabled who have low balance in their accounts. From next month, HSBC will also scrap tellers' fees for disadvantaged groups, including disability allowance recipients. Right now, banks charge between $50 and $100 a month for accounts that have less than $3,000 in the balance. Well, one of the sons of the late tycoon Henry Fok has applied to court for the reopening of a legal battle over his father's estate. Benjamin Fok is accusing his elder brother Ian of withholding information that may affect the distribution of billions of dollars worth of assets. Jenny Lam has the story.
Benjamin Fok arrived at the High Court this morning with his lawyer. He has asked that the legal battle over his late father's estate be reopened despite an out-of-court settlement reached earlier. But his elder brother Ian wants to stop the hearing. His reason: today is the 7th anniversary of their father's death and it is not appropriate to have a family fight in public on such a sad day. His other brother, Timothy, is said to be in favour of splitting the estate according to a previously signed agreement among the family. High Court Judge Poon Siu-cho raised a number of questions, including whether Ian and Timothy Fok had broken the agreement, and if not, why the court should reopen the case. Benjamin Fok first filed a writ 2 years ago against the co-executors of his father's estate, including his elder brothers and aunt, as well as other members of the family. He accused Ian Fok of pocketing most of the estate and asked that he be removed from the list of co-executors. The case was supposed to have settled out of court through a mutual agreement last year, but Benjamin Fok later accused his brother Ian of failing to disclose his father's multi-billion-dollar investment in Nansha and asked that the case be reopened. Hearing continues tomorrow. Jenny Lam, TVB News.
A group of lawmakers called on the government today to grant all 3 applicants a free-to-air television license. Some were from the pro-establishment camp who said they were doing so in the interest of the public. Evelina Lung reports.
Different factions within the Legislative Council came together today to demand 3 free-to-air television licenses, including one for businessman Ricky Wong and his Hong Kong television network.
The fact that we have 34 legislators from different political orientations gathering here means that we are actually responding to the calls from all sectors of society that are concerned about not just not having enough TV choices, but actually the impact that this government decision has on our fair business environment.
The Civic Party's Ronnie Tong said the government has misunderstood the broadcast ordinance. He said the ordinance doesn't say that if the market can't handle the large number of free-to-air TV license applicants, the government can then make a decision to reject eligible ones. Pro-establishment camp legislators said they signed the petition letter for the public's interests. James Tian from the Liberal Party said his party will support another attempt by Charles Mok to invoke the Legislative Powers and Privileges Ordinance to investigate the free-to-air TV license issuing during a council meeting on November 6. Meanwhile, the People's Out of Parliament Party, which had earlier filed a judicial review into the government's decision not to issue a free-to-air license to Hong Kong Television Network, withdrew its application today. The group members said they don't want the government to use the application as a shield to avoid giving the public an explanation for its decision. But the government was standing firm.
The important thing is we follow the regulatory framework, particularly our policy, and also a very objective standard to carry out all the work that is necessary to process the 3 applications.
Evelina Lang, TVB News.
Occupy Central organizers and supporters have come under more fire for meeting with political figures in Taiwan to promote their campaign. Members of the business sector are calling for an end to the Occupy Central movement because they say it will do more harm than good. Ronnie Samtani reports.
In a joint statement to the press, the Chinese General Chamber of Commerce and 8 business groups expressed their opposition to the Occupy Central movement. They criticized organizers meeting with Xi Mingtai, a former chairman of the Democratic Progressive Party in Taiwan. Charles Young, chairman of the Chinese General Chamber of Commerce, said he is worried about Occupy Central organizers working with foreign political forces. Young believes Hong Kong won't be able to achieve universal suffrage if we let outsiders interfere in Hong Kong's political development. The group is calling for an end to the Occupy Central movement. They claim it will undermine Hong Kong's business environment, affect financial and business operations, and negatively affect the livelihood of Hong Kong people. Young refused to answer reporters' questions. Members of the industrial and business sectors believe that the public consultation on political reform will provide a better means to achieving universal suffrage. They say that rational discussion on the matter will help to balance the views of the different parties involved and in the long run will help with Hong Kong's overall development. Occupy Central organizers and supporters have defended their actions over the past week, insisting they have done nothing wrong. They have said that in the fight for democracy in Hong Kong, they should try to get the support of people from all over the world. Ronnie Samtani, TVB News.
All right, I understand Serena Williams is doing excellent.
And she is. She's always doing excellent. An unstoppable force in tennis. And Serena Williams capped off a sensational season by winning the season-ending WTA Championships in Istanbul. Williams came from behind to beat China's Li Na in the final. The scores were 2-6, 6-3 and 6-love. It was the Americans' 11th title of 2013. The 32-year-old won 78 of 82 matches this year and captured the French Open and US Open along the way. Meanwhile, despite the loss, Li moved up to 3rd in the world rankings.
You know, it means a lot. It's the end of the year championships. It's only the elite 8 get to play, and you have to beat the very best in the whole world for that year. And let me tell you, it's not easy.
The top 3 is my goal for this year, and I was so happy, really happy. And in the end, I was a catcher. So, yeah, like I talk to the team, or we say, at least we try to do what we say.
On to baseball now, and the World Series is even at 2 games all after the Boston Red Sox beat the St. Louis Cardinals 4-2 in Game 4. As Jameson Wong shows us, there was another strange ending to the game.
There were lots of Red Sox heroes in this one. Check out Big Papi hustling home to score a run. He also had 3 hits on the night.
Here he comes, and safe as the ball trickles away, and this game is tied 1-1.
Now Johnny Gomes with the glove work in the 5th.
Off the end of the bat, Gomes has to try and recover, and he does. He went back, and then
the next inning with the score tied at 1, Gomes with a 3-run home run. The Cardinals got one back in the 7th to make the score 4-2. The Boston relievers were up to the challenge.
And put the Red Sox on top.
To the 9th, and the Cards with the tying run at the plate, but Koji Yahara picked off the runner at first to end the game. The series leveled up at 2. Jameson Wong, TVB News.
And finally, Lou Reed, the punk poet of rock and roll, died yesterday in New York at the age of 71. Reed was a pioneering songwriter who profoundly influenced generations of musicians as the leader of the Velvet Underground.
Lou Reed died of an ailment related to a liver transplant that he underwent earlier this year. While he never achieved the success of the Beatles or Bob Dylan, his Velvet Underground band is credited with opening up rock music to the avant-garde. After all, indie rock began in the 1960s with Reed and the Velvets. Just about anyone who appreciated art, literature, and film were great fans of Reed. This is why he collaborated with Andy Warhol in the 1960s.
I get personal satisfaction out of making things that don't exist. I follow passion.
Reed was such a legend that punk, new wave, and alternative rock bands such as R.E.M., Nirvana, and Patti Smith all performed his cover songs throughout the 1970s to the 1990s.
That's absolutely
His trademark was singing monotone, yet waxing poetic with complex yet conversational lyrics.
something like
1972's Walk on the Wild Side was his most memorable song, which also became his only top 20 hit. Celebrities rushed to offer condolences from around the world. An outpour of messages could be seen posted on Twitter. An admitted hard drinker and drug user for many years, Reed shocked with lyrics that chronicled sex and drugs. He eventually rose to fame by winning a Grammy in 1999 for Best Long-Form Music Video. He also performed at the White House and had his writing published in The New Yorker. The Velvet Underground was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1996.
There's only one great occupation that can change the world. That's real rock and roll. I believe to the bottom of my heart, the last cell, that rock and roll can change everything.
Reed's debut album, The Velvet Underground, was added to the Library of Congress registry in 2006.
I said goodbye to my friend last night.
And that is
Nice story.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you so much for watching and have a great week ahead, everyone.
Good night.
Good evening. It was mainly fine and dry today. At 5 p.m., a northeast monsoon was affecting the coast of Guangdong. Today's temperatures ranged from 20.9 to 25.7 degrees, and the relative humidity was between 52 to 78%. The current temperature is now standing at 22.8 degrees Celsius, and the relative humidity is 70%. So, Freddie, how's the weather tomorrow?
oh.
Mainly fine again tomorrow. Temperatures will range from 22 to 27 degrees. It'll continue to be fine in the following few days. Tomorrow's API is forecast at 50 to 115, and the air pollution level will range from medium to very high. The maximum UV index forecast for tomorrow will be about 6. And now to the latest global weather update. Cloudy in Shanghai and Xiamen, showers in Taipei. Sunny in Guangzhou, bright in Macau, showers in Chengdu. Sunny in Beijing, cloudy in Seoul and Tokyo. Fog in Bangkok, showers in Ho Chi Minh City, bright in Manila. Thunderstorms in Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, rain in Jakarta. Sunny in New Delhi and Karachi, bright in Mumbai. Sunny in Cairo, bright in Nairobi. Thunderstorms in Brisbane, bright in Sydney, and Auckland, showers in Melbourne. Cloudy in Toronto, bright in New York. Sunny in Vancouver, cloudy in San Francisco, showers in Los Angeles. Bright in London, showers in Paris and Zurich, rain in Amsterdam, cloudy in Frankfurt. And that's the weather. Have a lovely evening.